Hello everyone, I'm Shen Yuan, the founder of Joint Commonwealth Fund or JCF. So in this week's JCF Weekly, we'll talk about how we can actually face a rising bull market, a crypto market. Okay, so the basic idea I like to share is that, cryptos have actually been gone up. Bitcoin has gone from, about 4,000 US dollar per Bitcoin to now to over 5,000. And looks like it's continued to rise. So what can we do, if we want to catch this opportunity? Now, there are a few things to keep in mind first, which is first is by, getting on the ride. What we would like to mean is to actually use an investor approach, okay, on things. Because even though we all here, also at JCF, we believe that, the future of cryptocurrencies and blockchains will be on the rise, and it's going to become an bigger and bigger market with various kind of applications. But still, most of these coins or tokens that will be offered or created, currently there's already over 2,000 of them. Most of them will fail, okay, or will become worthless in 5-10 years of time, or maybe not even that, maybe in the next 1 or 2 years. So the really important question is, but there will be some really strong cryptos that will survive and become very valuable. So the really important question is, how can we identify and really do invest in these coins that have long-term values? So one important thing to bear in mind is that there are different. The key way to distinguish this is through different use cases. Okay, so for example, like Bitcoin would fit the use case for storing value and transfer value. So it literally is the king coin in that category. But then there's also other categories such as smart contract. Okay, coins, cryptos that support smart contract mechanisms. So like Ethereum and EOS. These are some of the examples. And there's also categories such as privacy coins, okay, meaning that the usage, it protects the privacy of users. We will talk about privacy coins in a future update, okay, but these are some of the categories. And also maybe there's categories such as, facilitate fast transfer, okay, that could be like buying coffees, or tokens or cryptos that support, like real estate transactions. So in each of these use cases, definitely there will be, a market leader that will rise up. So be sure you understand which market, which use case this crypto really serves is very important, and whether the particular crypto is a leader in the space. Okay. And now the second thing is this is a profit-taking strategy. So we mentioned before, crypto, let's say Bitcoin, for example, because one of the use case for Bitcoin is actually sort of a digital gold. So it can serve as a replacement for gold in the current global market, except that it's got some of the same characteristics, such as limited supply as gold, but without its problems. Like gold is really heavy to store, to transfer, to secure, to verify. But for, like Bitcoin, it's very easy to verify its validity, very easy and fast to transfer, like over billions of dollars worth of Bitcoins. You can do that like within just literally, tens of minutes, for example, less than an hour. So even though it has this potential, how can we actually, profit from this? So one strategy, we learned this from James Altucher's Crypto Trader newsletter, the editor, Kamal. He shared this idea. He also got this from another investor. So, and James basically, James and Kamal, they are veterans in the crypto space. James himself have connections in both Wall Street and Silicon Valley. Okay, and Kamal has been, a VC, and they all have gone through the 2000 dot-com bubbles. So they are seeing some really similar patterns back then and versus now in the crypto space. So what's one of the potential strategy for profits is that if you, let's say you buy a particular crypto and then it rises, it doubles in its value, in its price, then what happens is you can take 10% and sell off. Okay, just sell off 10% of that and keep the remaining. If it doubles again, sell another 10%. Okay, so this will be a good strategy when you are riding, the bull market upward trend. And then there is one more question, okay, to think about, which is personally, what's your personal strategy in terms of crypto investments? Because back when during the last crypto boom, when Bitcoin rise up to $20,000 US, there were people who were holding like 50 different coins, okay, various kind of coins or tokens. But simply manage, and trade and even to buy, sell those would be a great pain, okay? Because every individual coin, there are specific aspects to how it can, be purchased. Not all exchange will offer the same cryptos. So, and also like how do you securely store them, on your wallets? You have to keep a lot of different wallets. So having 50 is a bit too much, for individuals to keep watch of anyway. Maybe up to 10, is a reasonable size. So out of the many potential choices, you also have to like really be serious about how many cryptos are you able to handle, so that you can, within some reasonable amount of time, and also you can sleep at night, which is another really important aspect to crypto investments. And okay, so this issue, and also how much budget you are able to allocate to crypto investments. This is something you also have to consider beforehand, because definitely there will be new tokens and cryptos coming up, and potentially if we look at from a 20-year period, there's going to be a lot of great investment opportunities. But even if we know that the upward trend is big and is upcoming, there will still be many good investment choices that are yet invented or yet being proposed yet. Okay, so definitely you don't want to just spend all your cash on the current portfolio or current available coins. And another thing is this is really important. Don't spend over what you can afford, as an individual investor. Because likely the trends, although it will go up, the long term, the big trend, but likely it's going to go up and down over the year and time. So one of the really key thing is to actually, be able to rest assured that you will be able to wait for at least a year or two before the upward trend occurs. So if it's money that you need to use for daily purpose, then don't use it for crypto investments, and don't try to expect that you will be able to definitely gain something from the market in the short term. That will be trading behaviors, and although some people might choose this path, it probably requires you to pay a lot of attention and time and effort into studying them. So unless you are a dedicated trader, otherwise, as an investor, it's probably best to have a more disciplined approach to your crypto investments. All right, so if you like this episode, please, like us on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will, continue to have a weekly update in JCF Weekly. And if you want to learn more about how you can, invest easily and soundly and, with good sleep at night, without having to worry about how to manage and keep all these different cryptos, you can go check out, JCF's official website at jcf.world, where basically a crypto index fund with a social purpose of trying to realize basic income for more people and make sure that cryptocurrency, blockchain, the technology can actually help society rise up instead of just making the rich richer. All right, thank you very much. I'll see you next week.